Mr. Goodrich, you were meeting with somebody. Let me see if I can pull them out of the
Yeah, he was in the jail.
room. Was it Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Okay, can you hear me, Mr. Brown?
Yes.
Excellent. We're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Brian Lee Brown, file number is 19-03538. I also have 19-0063751. Appearance, please.
Yes, good morning, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Mary Bowen appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Brown on these matters.
Very good. Today was the date that was set. I have a driving while license is suspended pretrial, and then I have an improper plate pretrial. How are we proceeding on these?
Your Honor, Mr. Brown would like to plead guilty in these two matters. And then we would ask for immediate sentencing.
That's correct, Mr. Brown?
Yes, Your Honor.
Can you raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, sir. Mr. Brown, you have the right in this matter to proceed to a trial. You have the right to have trial by judge or by jury. At the time of trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to see, hear, or question any of the witnesses if the city intends to call against you. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe would further a defense to these charges. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have sounds be used to prove your guilt. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, and you have the right to have each element proved beyond a reasonable doubt. In order to plead guilty, you would have to waive each of those rights. Is that what you want to do?
Yes, Your Honor.
Anybody making any promises to you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Is anybody threatening you if you plead guilty?
No, Your Honor.
Okay, are you pleading guilty to the charges because you believe you're guilty?
I do.
Okay. As to the charge of driving while license is suspended, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And as to the charge of improper plate, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
Back on August 17, 2019, were you in the area upon Larch and Erie?
I was.
Okay, and that's a public roadway?
Yes, it is.
Okay, and were you operating a motor vehicle at that time?
I was.
Okay, and at that time, did you have a valid license?
I did not.
Okay, and you knew your license was suspended at the time or revoked?
I didn't. I was aware. Yes.
You said you were not aware?
I said I was aware.
Oh, you was aware. And then about the plate, were you driving a vehicle without a plate that was, or a plate that was improper at that time?
Yes, I was.
Which was it? Was it an improper plate or did you not have a plate?
It was an improper plate.
Okay, and you knew the plate was improper?
I did.
Okay, any questions from you, Mr. Goodrich?
No, Your Honor. Thank you.
Okay, any questions from you, Mrs. Bowen?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
Thank you. The court is satisfied with the factual basis and I will accept your plea. I find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. I don't believe that there was an objection to immediate sentencing as we would typically sentence these immediately anyway, so. Let me mute him. How long has he been in custody?
12 days at this point, Your Honor.
Proper plate, I'm going to sentence him to 12 days credit time, sir. And same with the driving while license is suspended. Any additional matters for the record?
No, Your Honor, thank you.
No, Your Honor. Thanks.
Okay, you're all set, sir.
Thank you. It glitched there kind of at the end. I didn't hear the sentence for the driving while license suspended.
12 days credit time served.
Oh, thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. What's this gentleman's name? Bird? Okay, do you have an attorney? I need you to use your words, no. Okay, did you request an attorney? Okay, you do not want an attorney? Okay, so you just want to meet with the city attorney? You can sit tight. Do you have a phone with you? We'll see if we can get you on Zoom and then you can meet privately with Ms. Bowen, okay? Okay, I see Justin Moore.
Yes.
Okay, and Mr. Moore, how are you?
I'm at work right now. I'm doing all right.
Well, you typically are at work when you log in, so hopefully this matter can be resolved today. I can find your file.
Your Honor, when we get a minute, may I speak with Ms. Bowen on Mr. Moore's file regarding
Yep, I'll
him?
put you in a private meeting room. We're gonna add her to room 1. I don't know why I can't locate the file. Oh, there was a motion. And then GCE. This is lovely. It must not be in here. I have Messer. I don't see more. Did I mix it up?
Reduce the number of times, the frequency.
Cody may have it. Cody, last one is it.
Let me go check.
Your Honor, can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Pretty much what I was gonna. Well, it's been a little while, but I'm having a little tough time. Right now, my checks.
Your attorney is talking to the city attorney about your case, so you need to wait for him to come back so that you don't disclose anything that you shouldn't disclose to the court.
Oh, okay.
So he stepped in, maybe they were still working on a resolution still.
Okay.
Much appreciated, Maria.
Yeah.
Mr. Hintz, is it, I think on this one? Yes. Ms. Mize is in the courtroom. Oh, give me just a moment. I think I have some criminal people here. Okay.
Okay.
Do we know how? Mr. Goodrich, did you need to speak to Mr. Moore or are you ready to proceed?
I do need to speak with Mr. Moore.
Okay, I'll put you intermediate. I'll put him in room 1.
Okay.
Okay. We're on the record in the matter of Piper Realty Sunridge Associates versus Yashika Mize, file number 16-0277 GCE. Can I have your appearance, counsel?
Thank you, Your Honor. John Hintz appearing for the plaintiff, P 47968.
You and Ms. Mize, you're representing yourself, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, today was the date that was set for a hearing. You filed an objection to an entry of order, setting aside the limit of payment, I believe. Okay, you had an installment payment order, and it looks like I'm assuming you were being compliant up until the point in which you were laid off. Is that what happened?
Yeah, well, I didn't actually get to make a payment because when we set it up, we was laid right off.
Oh,
And
okay.
then when we went back, it was another million funding, garnished my check up to 700 and something dollars. So when, basically when you're paying off one garnishing and another one can't touch you or something like that, so.
There's a part, they have a priority garnishment. Yeah, okay. So, yeah, I see here where the garnish, I'm sorry, where their payment was entered, I think, June. And you were laid off July. Or you entered into the installment payment agreement
Yes,
back in June. You were laid off in July. I'm assuming your first payment was supposed to be made in July. Is that what it was?
yes,
Okay. And so you are requesting, or you're saying that you can't get back on your payment plan, but due to the other garnishment that has priority.
but that's ended.
Oh, it has ended?
Yeah,
Okay,
but I wanted to say something else if that's. Okay.
you can, absolutely.
This was way back in 2009, Piper Realty. And I feel like I really paid them enough because I wasn't even at those apartments 6 months because due to the living arrangements. I just want to say that it's like 13 years old.
All right, yeah, I can, I was gonna say, this is a relatively old issue. Looks like something about the rents from 2010. Unfortunately for you though, ma'am, is that there was a complaint, it states, that was sent out and served to you, saying you owed $666.55. I don't believe you responded to the complaint.
Yeah, it was to my old address, 2018 Georgetown. And I wasn't staying there anymore. I was back in Flint. And because I would have responded like I'm responding now.
Yeah, so they were able to get a default judgment against you because of the lack of response
Okay.
and service. I believe they had service. What was it that they served you personally?
No, no one's ever served me personally. I will remember. I don't.
Just back in September, they served you personally on September 8, 2016 at 6:59 p.m. So they were able to seek or to get a default judgment. And unfortunately, you can't, the statute to attack that is passed. So I respect the fact that you wanted to make sure you got that out there. At this point, there is a lingering default judgment that now needs to be satisfied because of your failure to respond. And You did have this payment plan. It looks like you didn't even get a fair start to the payment plan. It was originally, you were gonna pay $25 per week, and you're asking to get back on that, paying $25 a week, and you can restart when?
I can restart today, them taking it, I get paid every Friday,
Okay.
but is there any way they can get it out of my check instead of me coming down there to give it to them?
Mr.
How that
Hicks,
works?
she says that she can get back on payment plans. She was laid off for a month of July and got back behind on some bills. But what
Mhm.
she's wondering is if she can get a wage assignment of some sort so that she doesn't have to go down there to make the payment.
I mean, she certainly can send them in, or if she wants to pay by credit card, Your Honor, I'm not opposed. I mean, I haven't done a lot of assignment issues with that. And so we could certainly try something like that, except that what I'm concerned about, Your Honor, is we had a valid garnishment going, and then the garnishment was canceled, and now there's another garnishment in front of ours now. And we haven't received any money since June. And I understand that when she was laid off by General Motors, but now we've lost our position in that.
Right,
And-
but the other garnishment is satisfied?
Yes, it is.
She said the other one is satisfied now, though.
Okay, because that's why my client was a little concerned about, is that, we lost the position and now we'd be second position on that. What I would suggest is where she sent the copy of the motion or the objection, that is she doesn't have to come down to my office. She can just send the payments right in, a check, a money order, whatever she'd prefer, not cash, of course. And then that way those can be done and the $25 a week payments can continue.
Okay, is there any way he can just get it out of my check so it just come directly to him, like the garnishments were?
Well,
'Cause
like
that's
you
what
said,
General Motors want.
what he is saying that they don't really like to do the wage assignment is what you're asking for. They're not gonna garnish $25. It would have to be more or less a wage assignment where they go and automatically do that. You could potentially go in through your bank or something to set up automatic payment. I don't know if you're getting paid a direct deposit, and then that way that every week go automatically withdraw and send it to that to pay that bill, like you bill
Oh, yeah,
pay.
that's better.
Yeah, maybe you want to look into that, but because you are going to be paying a $25 per week payment, and going down every week could get time consuming, or maybe if you could do $50 or $100 and take care of it all at once. But I will grant your request to set aside the order, and you can continue on, or at least start your payment plan, so long as you are compliant with the payment plan. A order of writ of garnishment will not enter. Okay.
Thank you.
No problem. Do you have any questions at this time?
No, ma'am.
No, Your Honor.
Thank you. You're all set then, ma'am. Thank you, Mr. Hentz.
Have a good day.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you.
No problem. Are you ready, Mr. Moore?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Justin Deshaun Moore, file number 22-000996 and 22L26958821. Council appearance.
Yes, good afternoon. Assistant City Attorney Mary Bowen appearing on behalf of the City of Lansing.
Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office, here to represent Mr. Moore.
Okay, this is a date that was reset for a plea. Looks like back in August 8th, he was here. The offer was for him to plead guilty to the original driving while license is suspended, and the city would dismiss the disobeyed stop sign. I think that there was a request for him to have additional time because at the time he was laid off. And I don't know if the parties have since negotiated something that works a little better, but I'll let you tell me how you plan to proceed on this.
Your Honor, and speaking with Ms. Bowen, the city attorney has agreed to reduce the driving with license suspended charge to allowing a suspended person to drive and continuing to dismiss the failing to stop at a stop sign. And Mr. Moore would like to accept that offer at this time.
Okay, very good. Raise your right hand, Mr. Moore. Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under penalty of perjury?
I do.
Thank you. You can put your hand down. Mr. Moore, you have the right to be represented by counsel, and you are represented by Mr. Goodrich from the Office of the Public Defender. You have the right to proceed to trial in this matter, and you have the right to have a jury trial or a trial by a judge. At the time of trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to have each element of the charge being brought against you proved beyond a reasonable doubt. You have the right to remain silent. I have silence be used to prove your guilt. You have the right to question any other witnesses the prosecution intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses or present evidence at trial that you believe would further a defense. Do you understand those rights?
Yes.
Are you willing to give up each of those rights to plead guilty today?
Yeah, I have a question. All right.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Right now, I am on probation. I just want to make sure this don't affect me, like going to jail or anything like this. This charge, I think.
Where are you on probation, sir?
I'm on downtown.
Is that this court?
I believe you are the judge on his previous case.
Oh, I can guarantee you that first of all, on this particular charge, I don't sentence people to jail time. But outside of that, it wouldn't even constitute a violation.
Okay, I was just making sure. Like I said, I was just trying to, I'm trying to get everything back together.
It's also a non-abstractable offense, isn't that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Okay.
So I think this is the best case scenario for you if you have not been able to clear your license because it's non-abstractable. So you won't get any points. It's not gonna affect your driving abilities at this point. And then it doesn't constitute picking up a new charge if that's what your concern is for a violation for probation.
Yes, that's what I was concerned about.
No, it does not. It will not constitute a violation. So you still want to move forward with this plea today?
Yes.
Is anybody promising you anything to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Is anybody threatening you to get you to plead guilty?
No.
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
Yes.
As to the amended charge of allowing a suspended person to operate, how do you plead?
Guilty.
Mr. Goodrich, on a factual basis.
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Moore, on or about April 10th of 2022, were you operating a motor vehicle on Brighton Drive near Stillwell Avenue?
Yes.
And is that location in the city of Lansing, County of Ingham, state of Michigan?
Yes.
And did you was your driver's license suspended at that time?
Yes.
Did you allow yourself to drive the vehicle even though your license had been suspended?
Yes.
Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for allowing a suspended person to drive.
Thank you. Any questions from you, Ms. Bowen?
City is satisfied with the factual basis. Thank you.
Thank you. The court is also satisfied and I will accept your plea and find your plea to be made freely, voluntarily, and intelligently. Disobeyed stop sign will be dismissed in this matter. Your fines will be $125. When can you make payment?
When can I make payment?
That's correct.
Can we do it from a week from now? I get paid every Thursday, so I say next Friday?
Okay, I'll say that you'll pay within 2 weeks. That works?
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, you can either pay online using your tick or your case number, or you can come up in person and make payment at the window, okay?
Okay.
Okay, thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem. Okay. We need to get Mr. Bird on a device so he can talk to Ms. Bowen. And who's on the iPhone with the blue shirt? You're muted.
Your Honor, that's Tim Sherman, Lakubi Sherman.
Oh, okay. Do you need to speak to him? Right.
No, I think he brought a motion, something about a garnishment objection or something. I'm not sure what it is. Let's see if I can pull it up, Your Honor. Motion for release of garnishment filed by defendant Sherman.
Okay. I think I have a copy here. Let's get Ms. Bowen, I'm gonna put you in room 2 with Mr. Bird.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of Lansing Automakers Federal Credit Union versus Timothy Sherman. And this is in file 08-00676 GC. Can I have your appearance, counsel?
For plaintiff Lafku, Tim Smith, P48259. Good afternoon, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Sherman, can you unmute your device, please? Okay, can you say something again?
Yes, I'm here. I am muted.
Okay, thank you. Okay,
You're welcome.
and you're representing yourself on this matter, correct?
Correct.
Okay, so this is the date that was set for hearing because you filed a motion to what you termed be a release from your debt because you said that the original debt was from 2008 from when you applied for a loan for Chrysler. And you've had a series of what seems to be some unfortunate events here, as well as looks like your bank account has been garnished several times. It's not clear though. Were you saying that they were garnished for this matter?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so you're saying that your bank account was garnished for over $800, and then looks like your son's for $89.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, and what's the total that he owes, Mr. Smith?
Today, the balance on the judgment, Your Honor, $8,037.63.
Okay, and so you want relief because you believe that you should have the 900 some odd dollars that would have been garnished should satisfy that debt. Is that your position?
The original debt, I believe, was $700 owed. The original amount of the loan was $1,200. And then they had actually impound or I'm sorry, they had repossessed my vehicle and said that they were going to auction it and put whatever money that got from the auction towards that remaining balance. And I've never received anything back from it. It's been 14 years. But just recently, in the last couple of years, I got pressed over this matter. Had it out and got garnished $800 out of my account. Total so far is like $1,146 in garnishments.
So I'm gonna look the judgment amount. Okay, looks like in 2008, judgment entered in the amount of $3,504.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Yeah, and so because of the statutory interest that has been accruing since that time, that's why you owe the amount that you owed. And I think that's also why the settlement, and I can't speak for Mr. Smith, but I think that's why they agreed to the settlement amount and the amount that they did. Maybe they were willing to waive a lot of that interest.
Yep.
You can't use or file a motion under a garnishment to attack the original judgment, sir. So if you had a concern about whether or not you owed, in fact, owed the amount that they claimed that you were owing, then that your time to do that was a long time ago for sure. When this original case was filed, you should have filed a response and answer. You could have filed a motion. You could have hired counsel to assist you, whatever you needed to do to make sure you got this before the court, so that you can present any evidence that you had that refuted the fact that they believe you owed $3,500 if you thought you only owed a $1,200 or whatever the amount was. I don't have it was a default. Yep, there was a default judgment. So that means you did not appear in the case, meaning you never filed a response of any kind. And so they automatically won the lawsuit due to that. And so you cannot now come and attack the underlying judgment under the garnishment. That's according to the court rules. Okay, sir?
Yeah, I filed this motion previously to our court date. We had, I believe it was 2 days after I filed this motion, and then I talked to during that court time, and we came up with a judgment number to pay him to be done with this situation.
Okay. So is that still where you all are? You all came to an agreement at this point?
The agreement,
Yes.
Your Honor, at the creditor exam was to either pay, there was a reduced amount that we agreed to accept in lieu of the entire amount owed under the judgment, or within 30 days, because it was a creditor exam and documents weren't tendered, he needed to produce certain documents. I did send a letter out on September 6th confirming the exact amount of the proposed settlement and reminding if that check didn't arrive that there were certain documents he had to produce that were responsive to your subpoena. It was my understanding at the conclusion of the hearing that you would be tendering a check in that amount and we would be satisfying the judgment.
Okay. Okay, well, unfortunately, sir, I'm not going to be able to grant you the relief that you're seeking because the law doesn't provide me an avenue to do that. So I'm going to deny your motion for relief from judgment. And it sounds like you do have an alternative to get this resolved short of having to pay the $8,000 that you've accrued in interest. Okay, sir?
Yes, I'm sorry to take up your time today. I just had to.
Oh, no, you're fine. I was going to be here anyways.
Yeah, okay.
Yeah, so feel free to come join us at the court. You don't have to file a motion. You can come and sit here and watch me if you want, but I'm going to be here regardless. Okay?
I appreciate that.
All right, no problem. Did you either of you need to speak to each other or not before I release you?
Nope, I received his letter and I will be sending him out a check.
Very good. All right, unless there's any matters for me other to address on this, you're both free to go.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
Thank you, Tim.
Thank you.
You're very welcome. I have another matter at 2, Your Honor, under Milton. I'll just sit tight until you're ready on that one.
Okay, thank you. Someone just joined from a Galaxy A02.
That's me,
what's your
Milton.
name?
Tyson
Okay, there he
Milton.
goes. Do you need to speak to him privately?
Well, today was a control date for some documents that he needed to produce. We received some of them, but not all of them. Maybe if he and I chat for a sec, maybe we can figure out where we're at and where we need to be.
Okay, sounds good. I'll put you both in a private meeting room.
Thank you, Your Honor.
No problem. Okay, are we ready with Mr. Byrd?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, Mr. Byrd, you can come up there. Mr. Hill is here with Midland Funding, but Mr. Smith is here for Midland Funding, I thought.
And Your Honor, I actually had a question of, given the amount of files here.
Okay, sounds good. Mr. Hill, are you there?
Yes,
Which matter are you here for?
I'm here on Midland Funding versus Alvin Alston. It's up for
okay.
pre-trial today.
I did think Mr. Smith was on that, but at least that's what it says here. Maybe it's a different Mr. Smith that filed. Let's see here. File number. Who's on CJ's iPhone?
Charles Williams.
Probably. Okay.
Yeah, to be clear, Your Honor, Mr. Williams was scheduled for this morning at 9 o'clock. And
Okay, Charles Williams. Mr. Williams overslept a little bit.
I actually got the dates mixed up. I thought it was the 18th, not today.
Okay, sounds good. Who's in the jail?
Oh, Morgan.
Okay, Mr. Goodrich, I'm gonna have you address Morgan first because he's in the jail.
Okay.
And then we can deal with Mr. Williams. I'm gonna you need to speak to Mr. Morgan privately?
I do, yes.
I'll put him in room 1.
Okay.
Okay, let's see if I can find the file for Midland. This is it. Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people, I'm sorry, switch gears. We're on the record in the matter of Midland Funding LLC versus Alvin Alston, file number 22-01613 GCE. Can I have your appearance, counsel?
Yes, Your Honor. William Hill, P 28608, appearing as coverage counsel for Midland Funding today.
Okay, well, today was a date that was set for a pre-trial. It was scheduled for 1:30. It's currently 2 o'clock. We've not seen or heard from Mr. Alston, at least not since he provided us with this handwritten answer. Did you get a copy of that answer?
Yes, I did. I was kind of hoping he would show on up because we could have dealt with this as a hardship situation if we got some verification of his Social Security disability. However, he's not here. We can't get any verification of that. So I was going to ask you for a 30-day adjournment to send him out a hardship letter. What we require is just a letter from the Social Security Administration indicating that he's on disability. That's the sole source of income. So essentially dead file the case and they won't take any other action. I leave it up to your discretion as to how to proceed.
I will grant the adjournment. I'm not sure why he didn't appear after he took his time to so carefully write out his response.
Yeah, a 5-page handwritten response. I read it.
Exactly. Right, exactly, and it's a lot, when you're dealing with self-represented litigants, that's not always the case. So the fact that he did made me feel like he would appear. So we'll send him a notice to appear, set it out, but hopefully if you reach out with information on the hardship, he'll be responsive.
Okay, so we'll just adjourn this pretrial for 30 days or,
Yep, that's what we're gonna do.
okay.
I'll
will
give
we
you
get-
the date now.
Okay, thank you.
October 17th at 1:30. October 17th at 1:30.
10/17 at 1:30. Okay, thank you.
Thank you. You have a good one, sir.
You too. Thanks.
Okay. Ms. Bowman, are we ready on Mr. Byrd? Or you say you had a question?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Byrd currently has 5 files, and the city was going to dismiss 2 of the files, and the 3 remaining files, we were going to ask for an adjournment to allow Mr. Byrd to provide us proof of insurance and registration for the vehicle.
Okay,
But I
what
was
the
not
question?
sure. Go ahead. I'm sorry, Your Honor.
Whatever the question was, I mean, I'm okay with that.
I was not sure if the court was okay with us splitting the files, even though these may be separate files, or if they wanted to just handle everything all together.
Absolutely, I'm absolutely okay with that.
Okay, thank you.
Which ones are you gonna dismiss?
Okay, so the city is going to dismiss the 2 failure to display ops. Because Mr. Byrd showed me proof of a valid license.
Okay, you want the other ones reset?
Yes, the drove unregistered, no proof of insurance, and the registration plate violation. If we could set that out for 1 week. Mr. Byrd informed me that he doesn't need a bunch of time, but he should have everything available for us to review next week.
In 2 weeks, so September 26th at 9:30. September 26th at 9:30.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Okay, we'll get you a copy of the notice to appear. Do you have any questions?
If I could shoot that in earlier, could I just do that? Or just gotta wait?
No, you actually could. See, I'm not gonna have a docket next Monday, so that's why we had to do it the 26th. But you can always take whatever proof to the city attorney's office, or if they provided your email it to them, whatever they prefer, and they can always motion without you being here to dismiss it, if that's what they plan to do, okay? So you do not have to wait for that, okay? And they're 1 floor behind us in the 5th floor. Do you have any questions today? Okay, we'll get you a copy of the notice to appear and then you'll be all set for today. Thanks. Okay, Mr. Smith, I see you're back with Mr. Milton. Do we need to go on the record on this?
We should, Your Honor.
Okay. We're on the record in the matter of Lafque versus Tyshawn Milton Jr., file number 16-03370 GC, council appearance.
For plaintiff Lafque, Kim Smith, P48259.
Mr. Milton, can you please state your name for the record?
Tyson Milton.
Okay, today was the date that was set for a review, so that the defendant could provide certain documents to the plaintiff. I think, Mr. Smith, you indicated we're going into the private committee room that you only received a portion of those documents. How are you going to move forward at this time?
Mr. Milton says that he can get me the remainder. I think he and I have an understanding now of exactly what he needs to submit. He anticipates in the next couple of days getting certain documents related to his business income as well as registration to a certain vehicle to my attention. If we could just get another maybe 14 or whatever's convenient for the court. He just needs more time to get me those documents. And I think he now understands exactly what he has to get to me.
Quick.
Couple weeks of this. September 26th. 2. September 26th at 2 p.m.
That works for me. Appreciate the help.
When?
September 26th at 2 p.m.
26?
Yes.
Okay, I just gotta make sure you keep going out.
Okay, no problem. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am. I just gotta send
you're
this
all
over
set.
to him and stuff. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sounds good. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. Appreciate it.
No problem. Okay, I'm trying to bring Mr. Morgan back. Okay, Mr. Morgan, you can hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Andres Morgan, file numbers 22-0003, 0005, and 00540. Council appearance.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Mary Bowen appearing on behalf of the city of Lansing.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Morgan.
Okay, and Mr. Morgan, today is the date that was scheduled for pre-trials. I have a trespassing, a furnishing false information, and a hinder obstructing the oppose. How are we proceeding on these?
Your Honor, in speaking with Mr. Morgan, he would like to accept an offer from the city of Lansing whereby he would plead guilty in file 22-00003 OM, which is the trespassing case. He would also plead guilty in file 22-00540, the hinder and oppose case. And in exchange, the other file would be dismissed.
And that's correct, Mr. Morgan. You want to accept that plea offer today?
That is correct, Your Honor.
Can you raise your right hand for me? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you're going to give is the truth and the whole truth under the penalty of perjury?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
Thank you. You can put your hand down, sir. Okay, Mr. Morgan, you have the right to be represented by counsel, and you have representation by way of Mr. Goodrich from the Office of the Public Defender. You have the right to proceed to trial in this matter, and you have the right to have trial by judge or by jury. At the time of trial, you have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty. You have the right to question or cross-examine any of the witnesses the city intends to call. You have the right to call your own witnesses at trial or present evidence at trial that you believe would further defense. You have the right to remain silent at trial and not have silence be used to prove that you're guilty. You have the right to be presumed innocent until proven guilty, and you have the right to have each element proven beyond a reasonable doubt. In order to plead guilty to the hinder, obstruct, and oppose, and to the trespassing, you would have to give up all of those rights today. You understand that?
Yes, I do.
And would you like to give up those rights today?
Yes, I will.
Is anybody making any promises to you to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No, they haven't, Your Honor.
That's, okay, is anybody threatening you at all to get you to waive your rights and plead guilty?
No,
Are you pleading guilty because you believe you are guilty?
I am.
Okay, are you currently on probation or parole?
No, I am not.
Okay, you understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that you may need to report to your employer?
Yes, I do.
You also understand that a guilty plea could result in a conviction that may have some impact on any immigration status you're seeking?
Yes, I understand.
Okay. As to the hinder, obstruct, oppose, how do you plead?
Guilty, Your Honor.
And as to trespassing, how do you plead?
I plead guilty.
Can I have a factual basis, please?
Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Morgan, beginning with the trespassing file, on or about December 30th of 2021, did you go to a location known as 526 Frandor Avenue, commonly known as TJ Maxx?
Yes, I was in the area and at the store.
And did there come a time where an employee from TJ Maxx had asked you to leave the store?
That did happen. I was asked to leave by a manager.
Okay, and did you refuse to leave?
I did refuse.
And did the police show up on that occasion?
Unfortunately, they did, sir.
And did they essentially have to arrest you to get you out of the store?
That's true.
You know, did you know, did you have a full understanding that you were no longer wanted at that store before you had to be taken out?
Yes, I was warned several times.
Okay, Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for trespass in that file.
Thank you. Any questions on that file, Ms. Bowen?
Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Morgan, the address known as 526 Frandor Avenue, commonly known as TJ Maxx, is that located in the city of Lansing,
Oh, it is.
county of Ingham,
Yes, it is.
state of Michigan?
Yes, that is the state.
Thank you. I have no further questions, Your Honor.
You can proceed with the next factual basis.
Okay, thank you, Your Honor. Prior to that offense, Mr. Morgan, do you recall December 12th of 2021? Were you at an apartment at 1401 West Holmes, apartment 332?
I was.
And was that located in the city of Lansing, county of Ingham, state of Michigan?
Yes, it is.
And while you were there, did you come into contact with the police?
I did become in contact with the police because I had pulled a fire alarm.
Okay. And did the police inform you that you were under arrest at that point?
Yes, they did. They did.
And well, did they essentially try to place you in handcuffs at that time?
Oh, they tried and I resisted.
So you did hinder and oppose the police officers?
Yes,
And you did know for a fact that those were police officers, they were wearing uniforms?
I did know.
Okay. Your Honor, I believe we have a factual basis for hinder and oppose on that matter.
Thank you. Any questions, Mrs. Bowen?
No, Your Honor. City is satisfied with the factual basis. Thank you.
The court is also satisfied with the factual basis and I'll accept your plea. Find your plea you may do voluntarily and intelligently. How long has he been in custody?
Your Honor, I am showing him since, I believe, September 2nd. He's been in custody. So that'd be 11 days. And to clarify, he has a drug felony case pending in front of Your Honor that will be addressed on Thursday, but which is like why he's been in custody during this time.
Oh. Who's this bond of?
I believe the bond in the felony case is 3,000, 10%.
No, I'm sorry, I was talking to
Okay.
David.
I see 100. Yeah.
Oh, he was PR. Okay, it doesn't sound like he actually has credit on these because he had a PR bond on both of them. So. You give me that one back, I think. All right, his fine will be in the hinder and shut to close, $100 or 7 days in county jail. Sounds like he's gonna be in there anyway, so. he'll get credit. He serves at this point. And then on the trespassing, sentence him to 3 days in the county jail on that one. And you're all set, okay, sir? Mr. Morgan, do you have any questions?
Yes, no questions, Your Honor.
Okay, well,
Thank
then
you.
you're all set. You're welcome.
Thank you. Have a good day.
Same to you. Mr.
Thank you.
Goodrich, I'm assuming you've already spoken to Mr. Williams?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay.
Have a good day, Mr. Goodrich
Thank you, Mr. Morgan.
and Mrs. Bowen.
Thank you, Mr. Morgan. Take care.
Okay, we're on the record in the matter of the people of the city of Lansing versus Charles Williams. The file number is 20-00804. Council appearance.
Yes, good afternoon, Your Honor. Assistant City Attorney Mary Bowen appearing on behalf of City of Lansing.
And Attorney Luke Goodrich from the Public Defender's Office here to represent Mr. Williams.
Today was the date, but certainly this is not the time that Mr. Williams was supposed to be at the court. But at least he's here, and there was a driving unlicensed. So how are we proceeding on it?
Your Honor, I know Mr. Williams had a couple pre-trials last year. This is his first one, I believe, in 2022. I spoke with him the other day. He informed me that he thinks he can get a driver's license if the court were to grant him an additional 45 days. He is working now, and I hope that that would allow him to have the financing necessary to get his license back. So we would make a request to the court for 45 days.
October 24th at 9:30. I'm also going to advise you of a free driver's license clinic that you may want to consider participating in, sir. It's going to be on October 12th, 2022 at Union Missionary Baptist Church. That's located at 500 South Martin Luther King Boulevard. And so there will be representatives there from the state, the Secretary of State, as well as people from our clerk's office. And there'll be free attorneys. They're going to be there trying to help people get their license, whether it was suspended or revoked or whatever. If they're eligible, they're here to try to assist. So you should put that on your calendar, sir, and make your way there between 11 a.m. and 7 p.m. on October 12th for some assistance on getting your license, should you wish, okay?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I do not.
Okay, we'll see you on October 24th.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Has anybody heard from Rufus Messer?
No, Your Honor, I was not able to get in contact with him prior to court.
Okay. Then what about Ryan Hoffman?
Oh, he does not have he was denied an attorney by my office, so I've not spoken with him.
It looks like Mr. Messer is actually homeless, so I don't think we were able to get a forwarding address for him. So we are going to have no choice but to issue a bench warrant to try to locate him through that. And for Mr. Hoffman, we'll issue a bench warrant, and I think that's all I have for today.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Have a great day.
Same to you both.
Thank you. Take care, Luke.